You think of Anfield, you think of a fortress, right? A place where one of the biggest clubs in the world, well, they make dreams happen. But then, one afternoon, it all just turned into a nightmare, a 3-0 demolition that just sent shockwaves everywhere. So, what on earth happened to Liverpool? Let's get into it.
And look, when a player like Virgil van Dijk says something like this, you have to listen. I mean, this isn't just your typical post-match grumbling. This is a huge admission, a crisis of confidence, a problem that's way, way bigger than just one bad result. He's talking about looking in the mirror, and what they're seeing, well, it's not pretty.
So what was it that triggered this kind of public soul-searching? Well, it all goes back to one single match at their fortress, Anfield.
And there it is, Liverpool 0, Nottingham Forest 3. I mean, 3-0 at home. That's not just a loss, that's a humiliation. For Forest, an absolutely historic day. But for Liverpool, wow, it's a massive wake-up call that something, somewhere, is just completely broken.
Okay, so how does a team with Liverpool's talent just fall apart so spectacularly? The whole story of this match really comes down to 3 key moments. 3 big turning points that basically sealed the deal.
First up, you've got this controversial opener from Murillo. It comes from a set piece, and you could just feel the momentum shift. A little seed of doubt gets planted. Then, the sucker punch. Right after halftime, literally 39 seconds in, Savona makes it 2-0. I mean, that's just a devastating blow to any comeback hopes. And then, Gibbs-White puts the final nail in the coffin. That's the goal that made everyone realize the unthinkable was actually happening.
And you know what's so crazy about this? For the first 30 minutes or so, Liverpool were completely on top. They were creating chances left and right. Their manager, Arne Slot, even said it was the most creative they'd been all season. And then, that first goal goes in, and it's like everything just completely fell apart.
But look, you can't just chalk this up to bad luck. Not at all. What we saw was a tactical masterclass from one team and a total miscalculation from the other. And when you dig into the numbers, they tell this really fascinating, almost bizarre story.
Just take a look at this. 74% possession for Liverpool. I mean, that's a huge number, right? You'd look at that and think complete dominance. But as we're about to see, having the ball is one thing. Doing something with it is another.
Okay, and here's where it gets really interesting. Check out this table. Liverpool made over 600 passes. That's almost 3 times what Forest did. But now, let's look at the stats that actually matter. Nottingham Forest, with just a tiny piece of the possession, had almost double the shots on target. And, of course, 3 more goals. It was just a brutal, brutal lesson in being clinical.
And here's the man behind it all, Sean Dyche, explaining his game plan with this, well, it's just brutally honest, isn't it? He knew Liverpool were going to press like crazy, so he just said, nope, we're not playing that game. Forest didn't try to pass it out from the back. They bypassed that press, stayed super disciplined, and hit them when it counted. An absolute tactical masterstroke.
So, okay, we've picked apart the match itself. But to really get what's going on with Liverpool, we have to zoom out. This isn't just a one-off bad day. No, this is the result of a crisis that's been building and building for weeks now.
And you've got to give him some credit. Arne Slot isn't hiding from it. He's taking it on the chin, saying he's responsible for a result that he knows just isn't good enough. But you can almost hear the strain in his voice, can't you? He sounds like a guy who knows the pressure is on big time, and he's running out of answers.
And the numbers. Wow, the numbers really tell the story here. 6 defeats in their last 7 league matches. That's not just a dip in form, folks. That is a team in absolute freefall.
And it doesn't get any better if you look at the bigger picture either. 8 losses in the last 11 matches across all competitions. Think about that. All that confidence they had at the start of the season, it's just gone. Completely evaporated.
So you have to ask, where were the star players? You know, the guys who are supposed to carry the team when things get tough? Alexander Isak was basically invisible, lost every single duel he was in. Alexis McAllister, he missed the one huge chance they managed to create, and even Mo Salah, their main man, just kind of faded out of the game. When it mattered most, Liverpool's biggest names were nowhere to be found.
Now check out this stat, because it points to a massive tactical problem. They've conceded 9 goals from set pieces this season already. To put that in perspective, that is the exact same number they let in during the entire last season. It's a huge, glaring weakness, and you better believe other teams have noticed and are taking full advantage.
And really, it all comes back to a fragile mentality, doesn't it? The captain, Van Dijk, basically says the same thing.
He talks about a team that just lost all its composure the second they went behind. The whole game plan just goes right out the window. And what's left is just panic and desperation.
So what's everyone on the outside saying? Well, the media, the pundits, they are not holding back. And the general feeling is clear. This was the moment a crisis officially became a catastrophe.
Pundit Michael Dawson's take on it is, well, it's pretty chilling. He said he saw a team that just crumbled at the first sign of trouble, and his comment that their leader, their rock, Virgil van Dijk, looked broken. Man, that says everything you need to know about the psychological damage this whole thing is causing. And so we're left with this one really tough question. When you add it all up, the shaky tactics, the star players not showing up, a completely shattered mentality, Liverpool's collapse has been just shockingly fast and total. So the question isn't really if they can fix it anymore. It's how deep does this damage actually go?